Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hunter. Welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2, and hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So one of the big teams that's going to be very active, I would think, is the Detroit Tigers. They have a major decision to make with their ace, Tarik Skubal. They offered him last offseason, supposedly, 4 years, $100 million, and that was kind of rejected by Scott Boras' client and Scott Boras. So the fact that this got out is because Scott Boras let his whisperer, his biographer, John Heyman, get that information out to us. And the fact that the front office could not really answer whether they were going to resign Skubal to a major contract before next year means that he's going to get moved. And the Tigers are going to need to do a better job with their team. They made the postseason the last 2 years. They had a big manager. They need to pump up their game a little bit. I don't think they'll be signing any big free agents, but let's see what this article has to say. SI, Tigers predicted to be one of MLB's most active teams this offseason. Will the Detroit Tigers have an active offseason? Well, let's find out. Let's find out, shall we? As you know, they lost in the first round, the wild card, to the Guardians they beat the Guardians. I'm all right. They played the Blue Jays. I don't remember now. They played the Blue Jays, but they struggled down the stretch. Didn't hit as well as they needed to. The pitching besides Skubal was not great. While getting something long term worked out, the likely back-to-back AL Cy Young Award winner is going to be at the top of anyone's list when it comes to the organization's to-do list this winter. There are still other areas on this roster that needs to be upgraded to take the next step. Here's something interesting. The Tigers seem ready to spend, but I don't think they're ready to spend on Skubal. Coming off an offseason where they weren't active after they were eliminated by the Guardians in Game 5 of the ALDS in 2024, it's time for President of Baseball Operations Scott Harris to make some noise. Whether or not that actually will happen isn't clear, but Kerry Miller of the Bleacher Report has commented that the Tigers will be one of the busiest clubs across Major League Baseball this offseason, since he added them to his list of 9 teams he believes will be the most active. This year was already clear evidence they're at least willing to consider getting back to spend like they did from 2007 to 2017. The Tigers ended last season with $107.7 million competitive balance in tax payroll, but their estimated sum for 2025 was $171.6. That increase of $67 million was the most of any team, but it was really the biggest percentage increase. Detroit going up by 62.1%, while no other team increased spending by more than 35%, he wrote. The fact that the payroll has increased in that way is something that had to be a welcome thing for the fan base. But the money should be invested correctly by making smart, long-term commitments to difference makers who help them win championships for years to come. Just win one championship. That's a lot of pressure on the race. It's years to come. Third base, more high-end starting arms and bullpen pieces immediately come to mind as target areas. And there are plenty of options available for the Tigers this winter as they try to assemble a roster that can get them to the next level. Detroit has done a good job getting the franchise to this point after a prolonged rebuilding phase, but they need to capitalize on it by being aggressive this offseason. Now let's go and look at the needs. They need a third base. Well, the Mets have a few guys that would be interesting to them. Brett Beatty's top of that list. Mark Vientos, Ronnie Mauricio, Jacob Reamer. More high-end starting arms. Jonah Tong, Brandon Sprout, and bullpen pieces. The Mets have Dylan Ross. They can give them Ryan Lambert. They could consider giving them possibly Clay Holmes as a starter or as a reliever. They could move him. I would be interested to see what kind of value Clay Holmes has, based on the fact that he can pitch out of the bullpen. He could be a closer for a team. He could be a starter for a team. It should not be close-minded with anything that's going on here. Okay, can't be at this point. Just to use the Mets as an example, but the Mets have some things here that I think would be that they would be very interested. The Tigers would be. The Cubs certainly would be interested in a big pitcher like this guy, and they have some pieces here as well. But you let me know what you think about this video, and of course I'll have more stuff on the Tigers and everybody else. And of course I need you to hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this video, and I'll see you later.